So, how to actually build sales teams as a growth agency. Now, this is what you're going to do for yourself as a business owner. Of course, you don't want to be taking sales calls and setting appointments your whole life, right? You want to be a business owner, you want to have freedom. And then for your clients as well. Because the reason why most marketing agencies are broke, for example, let's use marketing agencies. The reason why most marketing agencies struggle is because marketing is pointless unless the business already has a good sales system in place. In order to have a good sales system, in order to have good systems, they need to have a good team of killers, sales reps. They need sales reps. They need the manpower to actually convert these leads that are coming in. Without converting the leads that are coming in, the whole business is finished. There's no money being made, right? That's what they need. So building sales teams as a growth agency is super important. You should all be familiar with this at this point, the little income value equation. The more value that you provide to the market, the more money you make. It's as simple as that. And in order to truly provide value to our clients as a growth agency, we need to be able to build our sales teams. It doesn't have to be that complicated as well. Though. Especially if you've got a background in sales, you should have no problem doing this. I had no problem doing this, right? So, yeah, that's what we're going to break down, how to actually build sales teams as a growth agency. So, if you're new to like the online space, maybe you worked in door to door, maybe you've worked as an SDR or something like that. Well, okay, well, you need to get familiar with these terms: setters, triagers, and closers. A setter is someone that books the sales call, or in some cases, with some businesses, books the triage call. That's what a setter's job is to do. That can be through DMs. Let's say me, for example, if I run ads on Instagram and someone responds to my ad, then okay, maybe I'll have an appointment setter manage those messages for me and book the qualified people onto a sales call. That's what a setter's job is, an appointment setter. Very important, because what does a business need in order to have a successful business? They need to have lots of qualified sales calls in their calendar so that the closers can collect some cash. So that's a setter's job. A triager is they're not in everyone's business, but a triager is sort of like the middleman between the setter and the closer. A lot of the times the setter will do the triage call as well. And it's just sort of like a little introduction call to qualify the lead and establish a little bit more trust. Make sure that they're the decision maker, make sure they've got investment capital. And then from the triage call, then they'll be booked directly in with a closer. And then a closer is just the guy that gets on the sales call and closes the deal, collects the cash. That's the closer's job. So these are like 3 sales roles that people need in 2024. All of these, like good setters, good triagers, good closers, are in really high demand. And yeah, this is what we're going to need to do for our clients as a growth agency. We're going to need to actually recruit / train / manage sales teams for them. So training your own talent versus recruiting talent. Should you train these yourself, take beginners and train them in setters, train them in closers, or take sales rep and train them in these things? Or should you just recruit people that are already trained? Now that depends on you that depends on you. But first of all, I think if you have the potential there, like if you are qualified to actually start training the reps yourself, then there's going to be a lot more potential for you to earn more money. Because it goes back to this. If you're training them yourself, you are providing lots more value to the market, and therefore you'll earn more money. But you can do both. If your sales role included sales training or team management or something along those lines, then you've already got a great foundation set out to actually be able to start training talent yourself. A lot of guys watching this channel, you work in sales, you've come from sales, you work in the space. So if you've come from the space and your role included something like this, then yeah, you've got a great head start. Me, when I did door-to-door sales, I had a door-to-door sales team leader. I had my own little team that I trained myself. So it's like I already knew, I already had a little bit of experience there training sales reps. Additionally, if you were just an absolute superstar in your industry, then it may also be beneficial for you to train your sales team yourself. Because you as a superstar, that's going to allow you to be able to train superstars, right? You don't want to be some shit sales rep with no team management experience and you wasn't even good at your job at sales, trying to teach other people your shit methods of sales. That's not going to fly. You're going to build a very bad business. The purpose here is that if we're building sales teams for our clients, their sales teams need to be full of absolute killers. So if you're not a killer yourself, don't train other people to be like you. If you're a killer, then you can train killers. But if you're not a killer, then you should not be training people, right? So it's not a problem as well. If you're not that guy, don't worry. Like, it's not an insult. It doesn't mean you can't build a big good business, because as a business owner, you have leverage. You can hire the right people to do this for you. Whether you hire talent or you decide to train talent yourself, additional training is always like going to be the play anyway. There's always going to be additional training needed. But this is basically just talking about, should you take someone from scratch and train them yourself, or should you hire someone that's already paid for their training elsewhere? So first of all, I'm going to talk you through like how to actually train them in-house. How do you actually take someone, train them yourself, turn them into an A player so that you can place them in your clients' businesses or your business? So who watching this video has seen this logo before? Who's seen this logo? This is the Alpha Setter logo. Just doodling, but yeah, Alpha Setter logo. So this is my personal appointment setting hiring pool that I use to serve myself, to serve my clients, and also to serve my clients' clients. Right. So all of my clients get to use my Alpha Setter hiring pool as well. So what is this? Alpha Setters. This is a men-only appointment setting plus growth specialist training program. So we train growth specialists and appointment setters. If you don't know what a growth specialist is, it's someone that is, they're doing the appointment setting, but they're also providing a little bit more value to the business. They're learning how to actually start, managing teams. They're learning how to start managing and optimizing funnels and stuff like this. So yeah, men only appointment setting training program, and we also provide growth specialist training. Once our appointment setters have already made their first 10K as setters, then we'll give them that extra bit of training so that they can progress. Students come in and they pay for their training. They're guaranteed to sign their first client in 6 weeks. It's a 90-day training program, and then they can stay after the 90 days to continue leveling up, joining the group calls, etc. So yeah, this is my personal hiring pool for myself, for my clients, and for my clients' clients. Alpha Setters. We train appointment setters. So how do I actually get people in this training program? How do I choose who to train? How do I go about that whole process? And how can you do the same? So the way I even get students for this in the first place inside of Alpha Setters is just literally just through my social media presence. I don't have a massive audience. I don't have loads and loads of views. I'm not crazy famous. But as long as your content is good, then there's going to be some people that resonate with you. Now, I talk about what I've done, what I've been able to achieve. I make content about my business. I make content about appointment setting. I make content about self-improvement and like boxing and stuff. So naturally, I'm going to attract at least some people to my page that can resonate with me. These are the Alpha Setters. Alpha Setters are people that resonate with me. They come across my page, they reach out to me and say they're interested to learn appointment setting or whatever. We qualify them through a quick phone call or a quick Zoom call. And if they're interested, and if they're qualified and they are interested, then they will pay to join the program. Now, you can do this for free. If you don't want to charge for training, then you can absolutely do this for free. But me personally, I found that if people don't invest in themselves, if people are not invested, then they don't fully commit. And of course, if you are trying to train someone to become a savage, an A player, then you kind of need them to fully commit. So it helps. In my opinion, it's more beneficial for them and for you if you charge them. If you don't charge them, they're probably not going to take it seriously. So, in order to make this work, in order to make your training program for sales reps work, and then again, this can be for triagers, setters, closers, all of the above. In order to make it work, then it's really important to build a strong team culture. Provide that. I think that's probably the most important thing. That's why mine's men only. I think the team culture is like the most important thing. That's what makes Alpha Setters Alpha Setters. The Alpha Setters, these guys are my boys. I'll go in that call. I'll join a group call that Alpha Setters, and I'm looking forward to speaking to their boys and seeing how everyone's been crushing it. Because the team culture is amazing. Provide great training and great opportunities for them. Of course, if you've got a ship training program that they don't learn anything new and they don't actually have any good opportunities to start earning money, then it's gonna crumble, right? In order that this all goes together, in fact, I've got a little diagram here that shows, okay, with the growth agency, yeah, we help businesses grow. We help them build their client acquisition systems, and then we help them build and manage a killer sales team. And then on the other end, we help ambitious young guys start earning money remotely. So we train the sales reps, and then we place them in talented businesses. They go together. They go together. If your agency's doing well and you're getting a lot of good clients, perfect. That means you've got a lot of good opportunities for your setters. In order to actually build a good program, they need to have good opportunities. And then as a result of the good opportunities, the hiring pool will grow due to referrals. Alpha Setters. In the last 2 weeks, I've had 4 new students in Alpha Setters. Savages. 4 new savages join the program through referrals. Again, I'm not some crazy rich guy that have loads of followers. I don't run ads for Alpha Setters or anything like this. I don't do any of these things. The training program just grows by itself now. Occasionally, I'll get someone reach out that's interested. Amazing. But the program just grows by itself now because the boys are all killing it. We've got a great culture. So that, okay, Johnny joins the program. Johnny gets great results. He learns so much about sales. He gets a great opportunity. He starts earning loads of money. So now Johnny, naturally, it would be a disservice for Johnny not to tell his boys to get involved as well. And then Johnny's 2 friends join. And then Johnny's 2 friends get great results. And then they both get 2 friends, you know? So the program just grows by itself now, without me really having to do anything. In the last 2 weeks, I've had 4 people join through referrals. So that's how I actually run my Alpha Setter training program. For those wondering, that's how I go about doing this. So this is something that you can do. You can set up your own sales training program in order to make sure you're quality controlling them yourself, you're teaching them yourself. But again, in order to teach talent, in order to train people, then you need to be talented yourself. You can't teach people bullshit and expect to run a great business. Second of all, okay, so if that's not you, if you don't feel like you can actually train people yourself, how do you hire talent for your clients? Now, there's a few different ways that you can go about doing this. First one is to just find someone like me. Find someone like me that trains setters or closers or something like that. Reach out to them and ask to hire some talent for them. Now, most people will charge you for this. Of course, you know, that it makes sense that they will charge you. But some guys, there is definitely some guys in the market that will just do it for free because their only source of income is to just train the setters, train the closers or something like that. And it's good, it's beneficial for their training program to be providing good opportunities for them, which makes sense. So some guys will do it for free. Other guys, you might have to pay for talent. But either or, if you can get it for free, amazing. But just go, that's probably the best way to hire talent is to go to the source of talent, which is a sales training program. So that's one way that you can go about doing it. The second way that you can go about doing it is actually by just building a strong personal brand. My video editor, I posted a story on Instagram hiring a video editor, had about 20 guys apply, found an A player, my video editor. He's great. Just because I've got a little bit of a strong personal brand that attracts talented people towards me. Okay, so leverage your social media to find talent. The third thing is to just use platforms like Facebook groups, use LinkedIn, make job posts on there, and then you're going to receive applicants at volume. You're going to receive so many applications. You're going to get so much spam, so many horrible people applying for your roles. You've just got to try and filter them out as best as you can, bro. It's going to be a ball ache, but that's why you get paid big money to do the things that other people are not willing to do, right? Make sure to quality control them. Don't just hire anyone. Make sure that they're good. Ideally, only hire people that have paid for training. That's the biggest recommendation that I could say to you. They've either paid for training or they've been in the industry for a long time and they've got loads and loads of credibility and social proof. But to be honest, if they've got to that point where they've got loads and loads of credibility and social proof, then they've already probably paid for training. So it's like, for the most part, you want people that have paid for training. So yeah, that's how to actually hire. Go out there and hire. Again, me personally, sometimes I'll hire closers, but just through my personal brand or through my network. But yeah, like alpha setters, and also a lot of alpha setters end up becoming closers as well. So that's how I actually hire for my clients and for my clients' clients, is just by actually building my own sales training program, alpha setters. That's exactly how I do it. But if you're not that guy yet, then here's how to hire talent for yourself. Yeah, it's really important to have A players for your business, for your clients' businesses. One A player is worth multiple B players, and if there's one area that you don't want B players, it's sales. This is your money. If your clients are paying for leads they're paying for ads, they're paying for marketing, they're paying for outreach to be done, they're paying for leads. You need to make sure that these leads are being managed by good sales reps. Otherwise, they're just burning money, right? It's so important. And building good sales teams for businesses, it's like literally like this is something that will help potentially generate like millions and millions and millions over the next few years. So make sure to do this properly, okay? Provide more value to the market and you'll make more money. It's as simple as that. Hope this helped, boys. Keep grinding.